Hi, welcome to SDT University. I am Dr. Shantanu Dikshit from Faculty of Dental Sciences. Conventional radiographs are taken with the help of stationary X-ray source and it displays two-dimensional image of a part of a body. These radiographs should be of good image quality so that it can represent true anatomic state of the region of interest. To achieve this, we need to have knowledge about projection geometry. So today, I am going to cover the principles of projection geometry. In day-to-day practice, we require different kinds of radiographs. Intraoral, cephalometric, and orthopantomograms are examples of such radiographs. These radiographic images are often called as plane or projection views. These views provide an image of the internal anatomy that is not visible on clinical examination. To achieve a precise diagnosis, these radiographs should be of good image quality. So you must be thinking now that what is image quality? The term image quality refers to the reliability of the image to present the true state of the anatomic region to be examined. This image quality is determined by two visual and three geometric characteristics. Visual characteristic, it consists of image density and contrast, whereas geometric characteristic consists of image sharpness or resolution, image shape distortion, and image size distortion or magnification. Projection geometry plays a crucial role in determining the geometric characteristic of an image. We know that the electron from the cathode strikes the anode at target spot. It will release the X-rays. If we want to take a radiograph of an object, X-rays should pass through it and should expose the image receptor where the image of the object is created. There is a crucial relationship among focal spot size, angulation or direction of primary radiation, target receptor distance, object receptor distance, and target object distance. For the formation of an image with minimal geometric distortion, this crucial relationship among different parameters is needed to be maintained, which is done by the certain laws of projection geometry. We will discuss these laws one by one and illustrate the effect on the image if these laws are not followed. First law of projection geometry. It states that the focal spot should be as small as possible. These laws should be followed to get a sharp image. When X-rays are produced at the target in an X-ray tube, they originate from all points within the area of the focal spot. Because these rays originate from different points and travel in straight lines, their projection of an object do not superimpose at the same location on an image receptor. As a result, the image of the edge of an object is slightly blurred rather than sharp or distinct. If we use the focal spot of larger size, then the zone of unsharpness or penumbra increases, resulting in decreased sharpness of the image edges. That is why the focal spot or smaller size is recommended. But there is a problem when we use a focal spot of small size. The heat energy generated by the electron from the cathode burns the anode on frequent collision. To avoid this problem, large focal spot of 3 into 1 mm is used, but the angulation of 10 degree make the effective focal spot to be 1 into 1 mm. Hence, we get a focal spot with greater heat dissipation potential because of its bigger size as well as sharp image due to its smaller effective size. Second and third law of projection geometry are concurrent to each other. These laws are followed to prevent image size distortion, or in simpler words, image magnification. Second law of projection geometry states that the source receptor distance should be as long as possible, whereas third law of projection geometry states that the object receptor distance should be as small as possible. It is supported by the fact that increasing the focal spot to object distance and decreasing object to receptor distance reduces image blurring by reducing the divergence of the X-ray beam. A longer focal spot to object distance and smaller object to receptor distance minimizes blurring by using photons whose paths are almost parallel. If we foreshorten this distance between the focal spot and object or increases the distance between object and receptor, it will result in magnified and unsharp image. Similar to second and third law, fourth and fifth law complete each other. These laws should be followed to prevent image shape distortion, or in other words, image foreshortening and elongation. Fourth law states that the receptor should be parallel to the long axis of the object, whereas the fifth law states that the central beam should be perpendicular to the object and the receptor. In this case, if either of the law is violated, it will violate the another law automatically. Let me explain it to you. Suppose we have an object, X-ray source and image receptor. This is the longitudinal axis of the tooth and image receptor. In this scenario, the X-rays are perpendicular to the object as well as receptor. This is an ideal case and you will get an image with minimal geometric distortion. Now, suppose the object is not parallel to the receptor, or in other words, object is not perpendicular to the X-rays. The result will be foreshortening of the image. In another case, the image receptor is not parallel to the object, hence here the X-rays are perpendicular to the object but not with the image receptor. In this scenario, elongation of the image will happen. Hence, to prevent image shape distortion, these laws are needed to be followed. So, lastly to summarize, there are three geometric characteristics: sharpness, magnification and distortion. Sharpness depends upon the focal spot size. If we decrease the focal spot size, it will result in increased sharpness of the image. Magnification depends upon the target receptor and object receptor distance. If we increase the target receptor distance, the magnification will be minimal. Similarly, when we decrease the object receptor distance, the magnification will be minimal. Distortion depends upon object receptor alignment and X-ray beam angulation. If the object receptors are parallel to each other, it will result in minimal distortion. Also, minimal distortion will be seen when the X-ray beam are perpendicular to both object and receptor. So this is how these factors, or in other words, projection geometry, influences the geometric characteristics of an image. So today we covered the principles of projection geometry. In the next lecture, we will learn about the multilocular lesions of the jaw. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. See you next time.